Yo, what up, LMS Reacts? We're back with some more Andrew Tate. So we had a subscriber comment that he wanted us to react to Andrew Tate on slavery. This is from some channel called Masculine Excellence. I don't know what the channel is about, but they got like a 6-minute video of Andrew Tate talking about slavery. So we'll see what they're talking about. What do you think the video is about, though?
Shit.
This is this is just another podcast that Andrew Tate's been on.
Yeah, the Tate speech.
They took a clip from I'm pretty sure.
I think he's gonna go into like a more he's gonna talk about slavery, but he's gonna go into like a depth realization of slavery that people don't really know about.
I know one thing about Andrew Tate though is he does talk about slavery a lot, but not about slavery. He thinks like the average man is a slave, clocking in like 9 to 5. Yeah.
So
but at the same time though,
this is him talking about
it could
just
be
a 9 to 5
could be. But
job.
At the same time though, like there's this video down here is just how to fix the racist in America forever. So it could be about slavery. I'm guessing it's about 9 to 5.
Really?
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
This is insanity, but we're not supposed to say it's insanity, right? And it's kind of interesting where a government, their number one job, a lot of people out here, it still amazes me, they believe the government care about them.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. Corona, well, they locked us in our house, but they want us safe. More people have died from missed doctor's appointments for cancer diagnosis than they did corona. Shut up. They don't want you safe. They've never cared about you being safe. They never will care about you being safe. If you believe the government wants you safe, you are too far gone to save. What the government wants is slaves. Slavery's not gone anywhere, right? So the old school idea of slavery, let's talk about slavery. A government would get slaves, make them work for free and build things. That's slavery. So they've stopped doing that now. So what do they do now? They get people, make them build things for money, but the government print all the money. So if a government can create as much as they want of something from thin air, and you'll give up your life for this thing they can create from thin air as much as they want, you are still their slave. That's it. You used to be a slave and you'd work all day.
I mean, that's kind of facts though. Like,
I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, like, in order for us to like not go crazy when COVID first started, they started just handing out stimulus checks. They literally just printed money. They didn't print money, but like online, they just gave out the money, even though the money was kind of worth nothing because of inflation.
Yeah.
But everybody like decided to just be quiet, sit in their house, have mask on, just because they were given a little bit of money that they just printed.
Yeah, but is he still talking about that 9 to 5?
I think he'll probably. I mean, there's still 5 minutes. He might get into that. Yeah.
Because like, well, I mean, let's like put into a scenario here. Like, imagine no one had 9 to 5 jobs and everyone was just doing their own thing.
Exactly.
There'd be no order.
There'd be no society.
There'd be no society.
Structure.
It'd just be every man for themselves or every
I think that's what he's saying though. He's saying that there is always slaves. It's just the context of it. The frame of it always changes.
I mean, you're not a slave. That's a very strong word in my opinion. Yeah. But you could there's other terms you can put it to. Maybe like
I think he just says slaves just so the point hits home.
Yeah.
But I understand where he's coming from though. It's kind of
society sometimes.
And at the end, you got
into that.
Yeah.
Circle.
Food in the house. Now you work all day, you get money, and you spend all your money on a food and a house. Like nothing, slavery is still here, my friends. Nothing's changed, right? Nothing's changed. And what they want is they want slaves. They want slaves who are going to comply and pay their taxes. And whatever kind of indoctrination or societal programming they can instill inside of people to keep them doing that, they're going to do. Anything it takes to stop people waking up and realizing, whoa, the government's fucking me here. Let's forget Corona. Let's forget locking us all in our houses and taking our business away. I'm paying how much tax? What? They're helping me how much? If you actually wake up and look around you,
that's actually facts though, because if you had any like money in like the government in terms of like
you lost it.
You'd lose all your money.
Yeah.
All you got back was stimulus package, which is from that's your money anyway. It's from taxes that they took out of your paycheck. So yeah, that situation is really fucked up. So imagine those business owners who already pay so much taxes from their business. They lose their business, and then they got fucking a stimulus package that was already their own money in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations. Just like, what can you do though?
Yeah,
you can't really, unless every motherfucker stands up and fights the government. walking up to them and people inside the government.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. Especially
You realize you're being
Yeah, that's true.
destroyed in real time. We can talk about this a lot because I understand money very well. This is what I do.
We
Now.
had this
I gave
talk
up professional
a few months ago, back when you were still in Chicago. I remember we were talking about all this type of shit.
fighting to understand.
Stuff. Well,
Like
I remember the talk, but
about
I forgot.
COVID and all that shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And money. I was having a conversation with someone the other day. They were talking about Joe Biden and his relief checks. He gave out $1,400 to all the people in America because of Corona. And he's saying, don't you think he's good that he's helping the poor? I said, you think that helps the poor? Let's talk about this. You give 100 people a $1,400 check, right? Everyone understands you can't just leave it in the bank forever because of inflation. The value goes down because what happens when they print trillions of dollars from the sky, the dollar becomes less valuable. And now we're living in a world right now where inflation's getting out of control, especially in America, right? In the last year, inflation's up like 6-7%. So no poor person is going to take that money and just leave it in the bank. They're going to either spend it or invest it. Let's say there's 100 poor people and the 100 poor people spend their money. What do they spend it with? Businesses. Who owns businesses? Rich people. So now each one rich person who owns a business gets 10 poor people's money or 20 poor people's money. Amazon, their stock price went up 30%. Why? Because people are getting stimulus checks and spending it on Amazon. It all went to the rich guy. Yep. And then they go, oh yeah, but what about they invest it? Invest it where? Invest it in the stock market? That increases the stock price. Who owns the company? Rich people. You've made them richer. What if you and all your poor friends, 20 poor friends, it'd be more than 20, 200 poor friends, put all your money in together and bought one house between you? That still takes one house off the market and raises the property value of that area. Who already owns those expensive houses? Rich people. It always ends up back with the rich people. You can't stop making the rich richer. You cannot stop it. People inside the matrix don't understand what's happening. And they're going to sit there and go, but the government cares about me. You gave me $1,400.
It's literally a domino effect.
I mean, that's just how life is sometimes. Yeah. If you start at the bottom, sometimes you got to get all the way up. If you start at the top, you got to maintain.
That's why he's always talking about you got to escape the matrix. You've heard him say that shit, right?
Yeah.
He says that shit all the time.
I mean, it just it sucks when people start low, like really bottom in the slums. But like,
and
you
it's hard
gotta get the strength
because
to
of like
punch your way up.
Because of like indoctrination, like 20 years ago, the whole like idea is like save your money, have all your money in a bank, and then have like all your money in a house, and then like the value of the house will just diminish, and then just your like, the money that you put in the bank account just fucking goes away because of inflation. Like. And it's just
that's in certain scenarios. That doesn't happen very often. Like that only happens in 2008. You remember that? Yeah. That happened to a lot of people when the stock market got all fucked up. But inflation is not a very common thing. It doesn't happen very much. It happens slowly, but a bump in inflation like we're seeing right now does not happen very often. I mean, it's the war. It's all this other. It's literally like 20 different factors throwing it together in a big pot.
I mean, I will say, like, I don't understand how a virus that had a 99.5% survival rate caused this much inflation.
That's not the inflation cause.
Huh?
That's not the inflation cause.
No, I'm just saying, like, the reason that inflation happened because of COVID.
Inflation wasn't because of COVID.
I mean, it was a huge that had a role to play though.
Not really. You'll see it when literally the first year of COVID, it was pretty similar. It went up slow, like gradually, but literally in the last 6 months, we've seen a slope go like this, go like that. And
I mean, you do realize that like the COVID relief, like the stimulus package.
You realize that the war that's going on right now is 20 times more damaging to America than COVID ever was.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, the COVID was not it was the tip of the iceberg of a whole situation that's going to happen. It's just one of those factors that's thrown into the pot. Yeah. COVID's a small chunk of inflation, but it's not as big as people want to think it is. Yeah. Or
the government doesn't
want to say.
True.
Give a shit about you. The government is looking after its friends. The government gave all the slaves a little bit of pocket money so they can send it all to the rich guys. It's all a scam. And people inside of the matrix do not understand. It's all a scam. It's all a lie. The idea that government cares about them is a lie. The government is never going to tell you anything that's going to wake you up. The government's going to teach you things that are going to make you subservient and compliant They're going to tell you all this crap about identifying as a panda and all this other shit is not an accident. When they can convince the average person on the street to pretend that some other person is a panda because they said so, you are fully in the slave mindset. When it comes on the news, if someone says they're a panda, you have to agree they're a panda. Otherwise, you are racist and a bigot. And you go, okay, you are done. You are now full slave mode. And that's all they want.
So you can get kicked out of college for saying anything about the she-her. You can literally get kicked out of college for saying that.
I can't believe that. I mean, that's just, it takes away the amendments.
Freedom of speech, yeah.
It just it's just like you gotta abide by rules, and if anything's in a hateful way, or if you're like yelling at someone or in that or and then anything like that, then you can maybe put some action on it.
Yeah.
But just mispronouncing someone by accident just because you didn't know,
it's ridiculous.
Or saying it and just you're not accustomed to the culture, so you're just iffy about it, and then they just take it the wrong way.
Don't even get me started. I want to talk about that, but we're gonna get canceled so quickly.
You will continue to work your shit job for shit money while they continue to do whatever the fuck they like. It's all a scam. Let me tell you something, man. When this Corona thing was going on, I flew here from Romania on Wizz Air because you can't get first class flights into Europe. It's all these low cost carriers. I'm flying Wizz Air. I have a mask on. Excuse me, sir, put the mask over your nose. This fucking air stewardess, this minimum wage bitch. So I put my mask on my nose. Everyone was freaking out about masks. I had to fill in all these home office papers when I landed, all this crap, PCR test, blah, blah, blah. I thought I'm not doing that again. So about 2 months later, I flew on a private plane. No mask, no PCR test, no home office paperwork. My pilots weren't wearing masks. When I landed at Biggin Hill Airport, the people who met me in the BMW, no one was wearing a mask. Nobody had a mask on. No one asked me to fill in shit. Do you know why? Because I was rich. Corona doesn't exist for the rich people. As soon as you pay 50 grand for a flight.
Dude.
Now that.
I remember I saw a video that he was talking about how this one political leader, I forget what they were, some governor or something like that, was talking about how everybody needs to be locked down, and then they caught them going to a barber shop.
Oh yeah.
And then they caught them going on vacation with their family.
They caught them having family over
vacation,
that's so
that
I remember
after
that shit.
literally going on the news and publicly saying you must stay in your house.
I mean, here's the difference between the rich and the poor. The poor always knows their limits.
Yeah.
The rich keep on testing the limits. They just see what they can more they can just keep on doing, and then at a point they're just so fucking far and beyond before everyone else.
They don't trouble you then. They trouble the shit muncher on the Wizz Air flight. It's all a fucking scam. All of it's a scam. And this is how the whole world has always worked and always will work. And people at the bottom just don't seem to get it. They don't seem to wake up. And they don't seem to wake up because the people in charge try very hard to keep them asleep. If you had a whole bunch of people who were your slave, why would you tell them the truth about the world? Why would you do that? No. When's the last time you went to school and learned how money works, or banks work, or taxes, or any of the things that they use to control you? No. They teach you about fucking photosynthesis. They don't want you to know anything. They don't want us to know anything. They just want us sitting there going, okay.
School is literally 90% just waste.
Yeah.
Throw it out
I mean,
ear.
the first few, up until sophomore year, I'd say it's required. So just you have a basic understanding of your language.
Up until the end of 8th grade, you pretry much
junior year, senior year.
At 8th grade, or 8th grade, 9th grade, you pretty much know where you're at.
Yeah.
Smart wise. You know your abilities, test taking. You know how fast you can do homework. You know you know how you are about life and what your routines are.
I feel like 11th grade and 12th grade is basically just testing you.
It's just testing
for
you
how
college.
hard you can study.
That's testing you for college, just with the amount of studying you get. But to be honest, most of it is just stuff repeat. Mm-hmm. It's just all over again. And then when you get to college, it's the same thing. Repeat. Yep. And then the last 2 to 3 years, you finally learn that one thing you wanted to do in maybe 2 or 3 classes.
Yeah, the first year of college is literally a scam.
It's literally just a scam.
That's why I took a gap year. I'm trying to make this work so I don't have to
college
go.
in Europe is 3 years.
Yeah.
Mostly for most people.
Yeah.
he's a panda, and I stay in my house because of Corona. Clap for the NHS. Like a performing seal. Like an idiot. And people are idiots. So they control them. And then they come to me and go, Tate, how'd you make all this money? I opened my fucking eyes. I looked around me. I started to think. Things that people never seem to do. I don't know how they live in a dream for so fucking long. I woke up out of the dream, right? But this is the truth. Governments are absolutely the enemy of the people. They always have been. They always fucking will be.
Say la ilaha illallah. Just do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read an essay in high school about how the government should change. Just because I just don't like how it's system.
I mean, it's structured better than like.
It's structured way better than a lot of countries in the
He's right in the terms of like it's still slavery. It's just less blatant, and it's a higher standard of living for the so-called slaves.
I mean, it's way better than some parts of Africa where they have actual slaves still working.
The only reason why it's a higher standard of living is because humans have figured out how to get more resources.
Well, yeah.
So the rich are even richer. So in turn,
the rich will keep on getting richer.
Yeah.
It always been like that. The only time the rich get poor is when they either waste all their money or they go beyond the red line.
I wonder what's gonna happen to Andrew Tate because he's blowing up on TikTok right now, and you saw with Donald Trump and the Nelk Boys how they were censoring him. I wonder if he'll get censored.
They were censoring him?
Andrew Tate, his channel's already shadow banned, but I wonder if he's gonna for just talking how he talks, saying the controversial stuff that he says. But he's still growing.
This is an opinion.
He's still growing.
That's what I don't get.
But YouTube is extremely leftist. I mean, dude, we could our channel just for talking about this could probably get shadow banned as well.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason to be doing all that. Everyone has opinions. The more you learn of someone else's opinion, the more you can work together to figure out a solution.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed the reaction though. Shout out to whoever it was that commented us to
look his name up
to react to it. I forget who it was. But that was a good video. Not gonna lie, that was really really good. Who was it? Yeah, well he knows who he is. I don't want to show
he knows
everything.
who he is.
But yeah, we're gonna react to 2 more videos on Tate's speech. Stay tuned for these videos. The biggest mistake rich men make with girls, and then last one, why I get caught cheating on purpose. That's gonna be funny as hell.
Yeah, you already know. That's gonna be hilarious.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the reaction though. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.